small tea break, and then we're gonna get back. All right, welcome back. So we've already taken a look at what services are and what you can do with them to sort of store information. But there's another thing that I want to cover, which is one of the best features that I've found into Buildable. And it's sort of the fact that you might end up repeating a lot of the work, right? So if you know that you want to have a new service, then you need to create a new recipe to add data to that service, and then you need to add a new recipe to query all the data, or if you want to update it, or if you want to delete something, right? So if we have the to-do service, for instance, and we know that we want to manipulate the data that we have inside of this service, then we'll need to create one query to read, and another query to delete, and another query to update, and another query to create, and so on. And that's a lot of work, and that's a lot of work that you're not going to be doing, because if you go into the services tab, into your to-dos service that we have just created, if you click on the three dots to your right, then you're going to see a plus icon with a generate CRUD, which is going to do exactly what it sounds like. It will generate all of the recipes that you need in order to interact with this service. So as you can see, it creates a bunch of recipes for you. So if we go into the to-dos list recipe and we test this recipe, then it will list out all of the to-dos that you have. And you can check the payload that it's receiving in the trigger step. And it's basically an object with the query that we are performing, and the page size and the current page. So if you want to look into that as well. And if we go back to the dashboard and we take a look at the to-dos create, which it says it's been generated, so that's how you know it's created by Buildable for you. Then one thing that we do need to do though, and this is coming from the previous example, is that we have a schema that we want to follow for each one of the documents inside of this service. So you might need to define this schema into the create recipe. But come on, that's just like a small step compared to all of the work that it's saving you. So yeah, this is one of the most amazing features that I found out inside of Buildable. And yeah, why not go ahead and test this out? So I'm gonna copy this endpoint in here. I'm gonna paste it into Postman, and let's add in here Auto CRUD is awesome. And what we're gonna do in here is we're gonna add actually we're not gonna define a schema, because this is just me showing you that it actually works. And yeah, let's just test this out. So I'm gonna send this, and we should get back the new to-do that we have just added. And if we go back to the dashboard and we go into the to-dos list, which has been generated, and we copy this and we paste this into a new tab inside of Postman, and we're actually gonna want to provide a body to this one, because as you can see, it has a schema that you need to respect. Well, it's optional, but it's a schema that's worth taking a look at. And I think it's a pretty nice convention. So if you want to perform a query, you know that if you want to include, I don't know, a filter by text, then you can send this in here as well. So it's extremely powerful. So if you know from your front end that you want to filter, I don't know, by a text or by an ID or by a user, you can send this in here inside of the post body. We're just gonna leave it empty for now, and we're just gonna send that. Right, authorization token is invalid, and that's because by default it creates all of your recipes to require authentication, which I believe it's nice, so you can disable that at any time. And cool, we get all of the to-dos that we have, including the one that we have just created by making use of the recipe that Buildable provides us with the automatically generate CRUD, which is cool, which is one of the best features that I think Buildable has to offer. One of the many, actually. So yeah, let's jump into the next subject.